Hello and welcome to Roberto Hernandez Stadium for another cold but still nonetheless beautiful day for Pacer baseball, as it is sunny with blue skies. 40-degree temperature, I think I heard on my way in, so
Feels like 20.
it is a cool one out there, especially with that breeze blowing in from center field.
I think the groundhog is getting all the laughs right now. Everybody doubted. All his haters were hating. And right now, the groundhog is burrowed up in his little hole, sleeping through it, probably checking social media and laughing a little bit along the way.
And all in his nice warm fur and everything. But in today's game, we have the number one ranked in the country USC Aiken Pacers taking on the Emmanuel Lions. How about that? Number one in the nation.
We give Coach Kenny Thomas and his staff great credit pulling this team together, getting them ready for a season. It's a season of an endurance, and right now they are looking really well.
And Jamie Moreland on the mound to start things off. First pitch is popped up into the air, drifting over into right field. Westerberg is unable to make the catch as he lost the ball in the sun. Not the start the Pacers wanted. And Steven Skeggs, the leadoff man, will get on base.
Yeah, Westerberg, the wind is blowing really. The last few days here in Aiken have been incredibly gusty. You can't even say windy, it's gusty. And I think the combination of the wind and the sun just carried that ball, and Westmoreland just tried to squeeze the – or Westerberg, sorry. Westmoreland, that's the general. Westerberg just tried to close his glove a little too quick there, and worked out well for the Lions as the first pitch missing low there.
So runner on second. They did mark that an error on Westerberg. And a runner on second base, Steven Skeggs, who's the right fielder for Emmanuel. Brock Balcom up to bat now for the Lions. And he swings and misses at that pitch to even the count at 1-1.
Yeah, there's not a cloud in the sky, but somebody definitely has the sun turned down a little lower than we were expecting. I think it was 80 degrees Thursday.
Yeah, some friends of mine were out for spring break on the beaches of Myrtle, and
wearing their parkas. I hope is that.
Well,
they were
getting a nice suntan, and then they come back and get into Columbia, and all of a sudden there's snow on the ground. South Carolina, the only state in the union where you can get a suntan one day and frostbite the next.
That's right.
1-2 count now on Balcom. Or should I say Bochum, as he grounds one slowly to third. Weeks charges, fires to first, and gets the out, but it advances the runner to third. And Emmanuel now has a runner on third base with only one out.
And good play by Weeks to charge that ball. Don't wait for it, because if he waits if he gives that ball one step, that runner's safe at first. Weeks wisely running it down and making a quick throw to first.
Yeah, Weeks has been a very solid third baseman this year, knock on wood. He's had a good glove over there. He has made a couple of errors, but that just comes with the territory.
You're in that hot corner.
Yeah.
Errors are a part of the deal over there.
Eric Polk now up to bat with one on and one out here in the top of the first inning. Emmanuel looking to strike early.
First pitch missing for ball one.
Oh, it's Eric Pape. I misread the name on the score sheet. It looked like an O, but it is Eric Pape. So my apologies for that. Pape with a respectable .359 batting average, 6 home runs on the year, and leads the team with 32 RBI, so a dangerous hitter at the plate as he fouls that one off 2-1 the count.
Just around the corner over at the Convocation Center, USC Aiken playing host to the Harlem Globetrotters. They're in town.
And that's probably one of the reasons why they moved this game up the way they did. A, because of the cold temperatures. They didn't want the sun to go down, halfway through the game and everybody freeze to death out there. But also,
right.
When the Harlem Globetrotters come in, they're going to want to free up some of that parking space.
Welcome to USC Aiken, where we care for you, the fan.
Sure we do. No, we do. Very fan-friendly here at the university. 2-2 pitch misses inside, and the count full.
Of course, you and I are sitting up here in the nice conditioned air with heat in the press box. I'm looking down over at some of our friends out there in the stands, and they were wise enough to bundle up. That one fouled off the handle to keep the count full. Runner on third, one out here in the Top of the first.
And the 3-2 pitch, lined into left field. That'll be a base hit. 1 run comes in to score, and the Emmanuel Lions take an early 1-0 lead here in the first.
Left fielder number 24, Hannon Price.
That brings up Hannon Price. As you probably heard, we just got the speaker working here in the press box, so PA comes in nice and loud. Price with the number 2 batting average on the team, 367 on the year, has 4 triples and 4 doubles, so he has a lot of speed as he fouls off the first pitch for strike 1. Also has a single home run on the year and 16 RBIs.
Good effort by the third base coach over there for the Lions, fielding that foul ball.
Now they were all probably players at some point in their
You got to feel
lives.
like there's a chance that he looks kind of a baseball-esque player, former player.
Pitch misses outside. They'll appeal to the field umpire, says he did not go around, so that evens things up at 1-1.
Jamie Moreland, a local product here of Aiken, South Carolina. That ball too hopper to short, quick throw to second. And to first for the double play, and now retire to the side, but not before. The Lions put 1 up. They've got 1 run as we go to the bottom of the first. They lead 1-0. We'll be right back.
And welcome back, folks, to Roberto Hernandez Stadium. I'm Marcus Johnson, and along with my
Your
broadcasting partner,
less esteemed colleague.
your esteemed colleague, Chip Herring, who has been on a bit of a break from baseball. Finally coming back in for a
Working on
little bit.
softball games. We're just hanging out with the softball program.
Well, the Pacers trailing 1-0 here in the bottom of the first to the Emmanuel Lions. Jose Bonilla in his typical leadoff spot.
And wisely taking the first pitch. Ball 1.
And that one will find the strike zone. Evens the count up at 1-1. Bonilla batting .457 on the year. has 3 triples and 5 doubles along with 19 RBIs. Still, he's yet to hit a home run, but that doesn't really matter when you're getting on base and coming around to score.
I was going to say, as a leadoff, we're not really looking for home runs. I know Price, when he was up there, every once in a while he'd sneak one, as he gets a nice little seeing-eye single there, just outside of the reach of the shortstop.
One of his trademarks are those singles. He's gotten 36 of them on the year now.
That will keep you in the leadoff spot.
Yeah, he leads the Pacers in hits. I'm sorry, no, I'm looking at the wrong score sheet. What am I saying? He does lead in hits though with 42 actually, so an even more impressive number.
Right.
So that brings up Luke Westerberg, number 2 man in the order.
Not to be confused with General Westmoreland. Westerberg, right fielder. Westmoreland, retired general. As lovely Sean Hodson joins us up here in the press box. Volleyball stud. Well, old volleyball stud. She's retired.
Practice on Monday.
And apparently she's telling me she was at practice Monday. Nice.
And Bonilla takes off. And, well, he's not going to have to worry about getting into second base as that went off of Westerberg. I believe that hit went off of his bat, actually, so he'll head on back to first base. Jose Bonilla, always a threat to score. He has 8 stolen bases on the year, leads the team. He's only been caught once, and that was actually against number 1 in the nation at the time, Nova Southeastern, that he got caught in the first game.
Way back in the day when they were number 1 and we weren't.
Yeah, we were number 3 at the time, but now USC Aiken takes over that spot as we have a ground
Nice.
ball into right field for a base hit.
He's going to force the throw to third from the right fielder. We got runners on first and second, so right off the bat, things are looking really well for the Pacers as Mitchell Price comes to the plate.
Left fielder number 1, Mitchell Price.
Price has been stepping up his game. He was struggling a little bit earlier on in this season, but his average has slowly been climbing the ladder like he did last year, and he's back in a good spot.
And it's interesting to watch a batter like Mitchell Price. He's not a big kid, but he's hit some big bombs this year. And sometimes that'll throw your swing off. You start swinging for the fence,
Yeah.
and you're built for speed. We just need you on those bases.
Yeah, Price.
So it's good to see him kind of getting that average back up.
But he does have power when he needs to have it, and he swings and misses at that pitch. No power behind that one as it's strike 1.
Yeah, nice little, almost a slurve-looking pitch from the Lions pitcher.
On the mound for the Lions, Dalton Kuhn, opposite of Jamie Moreland for the Pacers. The 0-1. Inside corner, yeah. Definitely a good pitch. 0-2.
And I'll tell you what, on a cold, blustery day like this, you don't want to hit an inside pitch. Those things will
Numb your hand, yeah.
They will shake your fingertips to the end of the day.
Oh, I know it. I've played in weather like this before, and it does hurt. Popped up in the air, foul territory, first base side, and that will just be out of the reach
And
of
Price
Pape.
definitely caught that off the handle. He may have to go to the trainer to get
Get
look
that,
at it for his fingertips. He's fine. I'm just saying that right now he is feeling that.
Yeah, just hit a few more like that, and eventually your hands will go numb, and you can't feel it anymore. But 2 on with an 0-2 count for Mitchell Price. Nobody out just yet here in the bottom of the first. Pacers trailing the Lions 1-0. And a call time here as we await the 0-2. The 0-2 pitch misses low and inside. Price steps out of the way of it. 1-2.
The 1-2 pitch.
Price lets that go as the ball gets away. Runners are heading for an extra bag, and they will make it there safely. Both Bonilla and Price move up 1 bag. And by Bonilla and Price, I mean Bonilla and Westerberg. Westerberg on second, Bonilla on third, and Mitchell Price, who's at the plate, has a 2-2 count.
I was going to say, the Price is right. Is still working at the plate, though. So Mitchell Price will dig back in. He awaits the 2-2 pitch.
And pitch on its way, and Price pops it up in the air to right field.
That should tie things up.
Yep, runners tag and go. Bonilla coming in for home. He will make it in safely, and Westerberg advances to third on the sac fly by Mitchell Price. And we are all tied up here at 1 apiece here in the bottom of the first.
Designated hitter number 14, Zach Moon.
And that brings up the All-American Zach Moon.
Zach Moon's one of those big ballers. He swings for the moon.
Swings for the moon. Sometimes it works against him, but more often than not, he sends it to the moon. As a runner on third with 1 out as the first pitch misses outside. Moon batting .333 on the year. Has 7 home runs, leads the team in that category, and 24 RBIs, tied for the lead in that category with Mitchell Price. And he grounds that one foul. Some good contact, just didn't straighten it out enough. Evens the count up at 1-1.
Part of the game where any foul down the left field line is going to send one of the bench players racing all the way down the length of the field to get to the ball because there's no action in the bullpen right now. Nobody to help you. You've just got to make that run to get it.
I'm sure he doesn't mind. It's a good way to keep warm. 1-1 pitch on its way. Grounded foul again.
Well, that one kindly went into the dugout. Although if you're in the dugout, you might not appreciate my choice of words, kindly.
No, it depends on how hard it's hit into that dugout. Hopper like that shouldn't be too dangerous. I say that, but it could still do something. The 1-2 pitch. Check swing. Ooh. Did he go? They'll appeal. And they'll say he did, so Moon down on strikes for the second out.
And I'll tell you what, Zach, he is walking back to the dugout going, if only I'd have known that pitch was coming, because he would have launched that thing into the stratosphere. But it's a good job by Kuhn to get him out as Dern comes up to the plate.
Durden, the catcher today, a very effective pacer. Durden batting .439 on the year. Has a triple for a catcher and 6 home runs and 21 RBIs as he hits a hopper foul down the first base side. Runner still on third with 2 outs of the Pacers as they have tied things up here at 1 apiece in the bottom of the first inning. Durden actually leads the Pacers in slugging percentage with an .825. He can send the ball for extra bases when he wants to. Foul tips that one 0-2 count.
Well, a single will bring in the runner at third, and that'll give the Pacers their first lead of the game. 0-2 pitch.
High and outside. Durden lays off of it wisely. 1-2. One-two pitch. Curveball missing way outside. 2-2.
Yeah, that curveball didn't curve.
Well, it did curve. It just didn't curve the right way. Had he maybe put an extra, 5 inches on that curve, it may have come back in and brushed the strike zone. The 2-2 to Durden. Fouled off. Count stays right where it is. Once again, the 2-2 pitch misses outside, and the count full to Durden.
Looked like he threw a two-seam fastball there. I saw that thing break left to right, left to right from the righty. That could be a pretty handy pitch against some of these lefties.
Durden fouls that one off again. Count stays full.
Came back with it.
Yeah, the two-seam fastballs are. They're a dangerous pitch because they just have enough movement to throw you off, and they've got some pretty good speed. Second fastest pitch in baseball, right behind that the traditional four-seamer.
Yeah, that's one of those pitches. If you can get it on the right side, that outside of the corner of the plate, you can go swinging, thinking they're about to hit a home run, and they come up with a bat full of air.
And if they're
but
lucky,
if you hang it inside, that's a long, usually a long ball. One way or the other, as Durden Strolls down to first for the free pass.
Yep, 2-out walk to Durden. And I'll bring up the next Pacer batter, Dalton
number
Weeks.
44, Dalton Weeks.
I may as well not even say anything with that speaker there. I just hold up my headset to the speaker every time a batter comes up.
Yeah, Dalton Weeks is probably not too phased by this chilly weather. He's out of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, this is a typical afternoon for him.
This might be springtime to him. I tell you what, this Coons slider is a little on the slow side. That could be a dangerous combination for him down the road.
If he just has a hanging slider real slow, these Pacer bats are going to send it flying. Of course, the wind may blow it back in, so we have a high fly ball, though, to center field.
See what the wind does with it. Now he's going to play it pretty straight, and that'll be out number 3. But not before the Pacers notch it up at 1. We go to the top of the second. Tied up 1-1. Pacers have 2 hits to show for their efforts, but they got 1 error. Lions got 1 hit, no errors. We go to the top of the second. We'll be right back.
And we are back, top of the second inning, tied up at 1 apiece between the Lions and the Pacers. First pitch is a swing and a miss to Josh Viveros, the DH. Viveros. It's Viveros.
Viveros. Out of Plantation, Florida.
Ball in the dirt, 1-1. Viveros batting .355 on the year, 3 home runs, and 10 RBIs. And he pops one up into right center field. Bonilla coming over, and he will make the catch for the first out. So Bonilla can cover ground out there in center field. That guy can go pretty much all the way from left all the way to the right on a routine fly ball and make the catches.
Well, and again, it's any ball up in the air is going to be a little bit of an adventure. He played that perfectly. That wind is just wreaking havoc with anything in the air.
That one fouled off by Philip Swindell, the catcher for the Lions. 0-1 count. Swindell batting .340. 1 home run, 14 RBIs. And he fouls off the next pitch, 0-2. Right down the middle, and a call strike 3. Swindell goes down looking for the second out.
Yeah, and that one startled Swindell. He just kind of looked up like he couldn't believe that pitch just happened.
Well, it did happen, and that brings up Dallas Richards, the shortstop for the Lions, with 2 down and nobody on. First pitch in there for a call, strike one.
Jamie Moreland looks like he's starting to really get loose out there. This back-to-back fastballs got a little heat on them.
Ooh, just misses on the inside corner. It was a good-looking pitch, just didn't get the call. And the 1-1. Ooh, that found the strike zone. Bit of an off-speed pitch there, 1-2.
I really like that he did that. He missed earlier on the pitch prior to that. Just brought it in just a little bit more and got the strike. 1-2 pitch.
Fly ball into the gap in left center field, and that will drop in for a base hit. Price comes over to get it, throws it in, and will not be in time. It'll be a stand-up 2-out double for Dallas Richards.
He could have hit that to a better spot. You got two really speedy outfielders out there, and it landed right where neither of them could get to.
And one of those rare moments that neither Price or Bonilla had enough speed.
Right, Ty Tipton's going to step up to the plate for the Lions.
Tipton batting .333 on the year.
And interesting enough, there's no wind going on right now. Had that flag been stretched to the right, it would have been probably a pretty routine play for center field.
Yep, could definitely assume that Bonilla would make the catch. First pitch missing for ball one to Tipton. Tipton with an opportunity to get his first RBI of the season. That pitch on the outside corner for strike one to even the count at 1-1. Tipton's only had 9 at-bats, so it's not surprising that he doesn't have an RBI just yet. Hasn't had a lot of opportunities.
Tipton's stance reminds me of the old Ty Cobb stance. The only thing different is his hands are actually connected.
There was some talk about that at the softball game the other day with, I believe it was Leah Bogosian. Yeah, Bogosian
With
had
her
a
slap hitting style, yeah.
Yeah, she had her hands separated like old Ty Cobb. 2-1. This is low and inside, 3-1.
Slap hitting has been known to happen in baseball. Thinking of the Seattle Mariners.
Ichiro.
Slap hitting machine.
Yeah, got to 3,000 hits that way. And
Nice.
there's a ground ball into left field for a base hit. They're waving the runner around third. Price digs it up, and that will hold Dallas Richards at third base.
He'd have been toast.
Yeah, he would have been done.
Mitchell Price got in pretty quick on that ball and came up ready to
Center
throw,
fielder,
almost
14,
daring him to
Brandon
run.
Bostic.
The only way that Richards would have been safe is if Price had thrown the ball off target.
Right. As Bostic steps up to the plate for the Lions, Brandon Bostic out of Pelham, Georgia.
Bostic batting .200 on the year. No home runs and a single RBI to his name. A chance to add to that here with a runner on third. Runners on the corners and 2 outs. Fouls off the first pitch for strike one. It looks like the backstop has a ground ball that almost went all the way to first base.
Right.
So I'll make the backstop of Roberto Hernandez 1-for-1 today.
See some of the fellas from the men's basketball team showing up. Mark Matthews wearing shorts and a short sleeve T-shirt.
I don't know if he's crazy
Let's see how
or
long
just,
that lasts. Yeah, it's easy to walk out and look cool, but I'm gonna tell you, that's gonna be a little rough looking down the road.
Even count of 1-1 to Bostic. And that's a ground ball. Pereira jumps up to get it, stumbles a bit, but he will step on first base in time for the third out. Brian Pereira using all of his height to grab that ball and get the third and final out as the score remains tied going into the top of the second inning, 1-1. And we return to action in the bottom of the second inning. Brian Pereira will lead things off for the Pacers as we are tied up at 1 run apiece between the Lions and the Pacers. First pitch to Pereira misses high and away.
Yeah, and Pereira making a great play to retire the Lions at the last.
A hopping
It's
ground ball.
not uncommon to see a player make a good defensive play, come back and make a good offensive play.
We'll see what he can do here. Pereira batting .286 on the year with 1 home run and 11 RBIs. This is a 2-0 count right now. Misses low, 3-0. And Pereira fouls that one off, 3-1.
Here, a helicopter over in the background.
Yeah, coming over around right field. That's real close, actually. Shows up in the video feed now.
It's my ride home. They're early.
And Pereira fouls that one off, full count. And 3-2 pitch, a hopper. High hopper to second. Throw to first in time for the first out. That'll bring up Tyler Ammerman.
Shortstop, number 8, Tyler Ammerman.
So nobody on and 1 out for Tyler Ammerman. Ammerman batting .253 on the year with a pair of triples, 4 home runs, and 17 RBIs. First pitch misses inside and low, goes all the way to the backstop for ball 1. One-0 pitch just missing a little high. Looked like a good pitch from here, but just a little too high for the umpire's likings. 2-0. And that's going into the gap in left center field. That'll drop in for a base hit. It will be cut off and bobbled, so Ammerman will head over for second base. He rounds the bag but holds up, and he will have a stand-up, what would you say, single or double?
I think it's going to be a double all the way because even if he plays it cleanly, I think Ammerman's safe. I don't even think he's sliding into second.
He's
deep enough.
11, Skyler Mercado.
So I'll tell you what, if Kuhn doesn't get something that – it really looks like a slurve, a combination of a curveball slider. And it's just a matter of time before one of these Pacers just really keys in on that thing. If he gets across that plate, somebody's going to send it sailing.
We'll see what happens when they come around the next time up, as we have the number 9 hitter, Skyler Mercado, up. Now that the Pacers have all seen him, they may be waiting for that pitch to come in. First pitch high and inside for ball 1.
Of course, I don't know that you're going to see a lot of. If the wind continues to blow the way it's blowing, it's kind of blowing in, kind of in towards right field. It'll be tough to push something over the wall today, but there's a couple of hitters out there that can do it.
There's a high fly ball into left field. It's pretty deep, but not deep enough as it's near the track, and it will be caught for the second out. That may have been a victim of the wind there.
Center fielder number 4, Jose Bonilla.
That brings up Jose Bonilla with 2 outs and a runner on second base. Singled his first time up and came around to score the lone Pacer run. And Bonilla draws a bunt. Runs down to the first base side. A good bunt. The little flip to first is not in time. Bonilla beats it out. Excellent effort there, though, by Bochum. Trying to just not even bothering throwing it, just flipping it with his glove.
Well, that was a perfect bunt. It was just out of the reach of the pitcher, and it was going to have to get to the second baseman, who was playing pretty standard depth for a second baseman, not looking for a bunt at all.
Right fielder number 23, Luke Westerberg.
Of course, Bonilla having the speed that he's got, they will stretch that out. The runners on the corners.
And brings up Luke Westerberg, who's singled his first time up.
There's a lot of speed out on those bases, Westerberg included, as he's at the plate. But
check throw to first on Bonilla, who dives back safely. They basically have a lot of speed on their roster this year. And Bonilla takes off for second. Double clutch on the catch. Or on the pitch, I should say, whatever it was. And Bonilla will make it in there to second safely. That was just to check the runner at third base.
Right.
And probably a smart move because pretty safe bet to say that with Ammerman's speed, a throw to second would have resulted in him coming home. So now runners on second and third for the Pacers. Westerberg with a 1-0 count. Curveball finding the strike zone there. 1-1. That one just missing a bit high, 2-1.
yeah, from here, that pitch looks really good, actually. But the home plate official has been very consistent in calling that a ball.
Those pitches up in the zone, high fastballs, are always tough to lay off of, as that one is ripped foul down the first base side.
Yeah, to quote the great movie League of Their Own, I like the high ones.
They are tough to lay off of. I'll say that much. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on here in the bottom of the second inning. And a little hit over to first base. That's going to get it through for a base hit. 1 run scores. Bonilla coming home. He will make it in safely. It's a 2 RBI single for Luke Westerberg, and the Pacers have taken a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, a good piece of hit by Westerberg as he just drives it outside into the first baseman's glove, kicking it just outside the reach of the second baseman.
A diving effort by Pape to try to get that, but just not enough reach.
No, Mitchell Price is going to come up to the plate. 2 outs, 1 on.
And Price had a sac fly his last time out. Check throw over to first. Westerberg dives back safely. Curveball comes at Price's head. He's able to get out of the way, though. 1-0.
Westerberg doing a little field maintenance out there at first, making sure he's not getting cheated a step.
The 1-0. This is inside, 2-0. That one finds the strike zone, and count 2-1. And Price will foul that one straight back. Count even at 2-2.
Mark Matthews continues to sit down there in his T-shirt and shorts.
He's looking a little cold, though. I see his legs shaking.
He's got his arms in close to his body, generating any body heat he can without looking too awkward. As that ball misses, making the count full 3-2.
Oh, it helps that he's sitting in the sun there. That'll warm him up a little bit.
That sun is not turned up too high right now.
3-2, runner goes, fouled off. Do it over. Another 3-2 pitch missing, and Price will have the 2-out walk to put runners on first and second.
Designated hitter number 14, Zach Moon.
And brings Zach Moon to the plate. Struck out his first time up.
And if there's a guy that can hit through this wind down over the left field wall, it's Zach Moon.
Oh, no question about that. Moon has power, and the wind is picked up in response to Moon's presence. First pitch, finding the outside corner for a strike. That one just missing upper area there. Thought it was going to fall into the upper part of the zone, but did not. 1-1.
That was back-to-back slurves right there. I mean, he's definitely not lacking confidence in that pitch. And to his benefit, I haven't seen anybody light it up yet.
And the 1-1. That one is ripped fair down the third base side. That's going to score a run as it goes all the way towards the corner. They're going to wave Price around third. He's going to slip, and he's going to stay back on third base. A good call to actually hold him up just before.
I think he only slipped because he realized he was being called to stop. Good hustle by Zach Moon did up on second. So they'll put runners at second and third as Connor Durden comes to the plate.
An RBI double for Zach Moon. He makes the Pacer lead 4-1 with Connor Durden coming up, who walked his first time up. The Chopper has returned for a little free preview of Pacer baseball.
Yeah, I believe that's associated with the hospital right down the road.
Safe bet. It's the only helicopter I've seen around here. First pitch missing outside and low for ball 1 to Durden. Although, we did actually have a chopper land just outside the pool where I work. That was an interesting day, to say the least.
There's a lot of chopper action in Aiken, and that one is not with the hospital, though. He's just maybe doing some training runs.
And then sure. Anyway, 2-0 count to
Aiken's
Durden.
not known for the touristy. Like, if we were in Hawaii, I'd be like, it could be tourist. But Aiken, we don't get a lot of tourist action.
Hopper to second. A little short throw to first in time for the third and final out, but the Pacers managed 3 runs here in the bottom of the second inning to lead 4-1. Going into the third, Pacers lead the Lions. And we return here in the top of the third inning. Pacers leading the Lions of Emmanuel 4-1 as Steven Skeggs leads things off and swings and misses at the first pitch for strike one. Reached on an error and came around to score his first time up. And he's going to hit one into center field. Bonilla coming over, and he will make the catch. Got a little assist from the wind as that one looked like it was headed towards the gap. But it will be caught for the first out. And that brings up Brock
Second baseman,
Bokum.
number 5, Brock Balcom.
Bokum grounded out his first time up. And he shows bunt here, pulls it back, but it finds the strike zone regardless, and it's 0-1. And there's a hopper to Weeks over at third. Go to first on the money for the second out. And that brings up Eric
First baseman,
Pape.
number 34, Eric Pape.
Pape had an RBI single his first time up. The lone Lion run. And he pops one up into shallow center field. Bonilla charging for it, and he will cover enough ground to make the catch for the third and final out. A quick 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the third. We go to the bottom half of this inning. 4-1, Pacers lead. And we are back, bottom of the third inning.
Happy Wednesday. We're celebrating it by calling it Monday.
There's a ground ball at third base, diving stop, beautiful, long throw to first, scoop, and in time for the out. A couple nice defensive plays from Tipton and Pape.
Yeah, that was a fantastic play by the third baseman.
First baseman, number 32.
A good throw to first as Brian Pereira steps up to the plate for the Pacers.
And so Weeks grounds out on the first pitch, 0 for 2 today. Brian Pereira grounded out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Didn't even get a chance to complete my introduction.
Not with that error by using the word airing.
Yeah, I was gonna say our names as we introed, but too late for that now as that pitch misses low and inside for ball one.
At this point, we probably should keep our names to ourselves.
Yes, at this point, yeah, better to be not be known.
We are anonymous 1 and 2.
Works for me. But who's 1 and who's 2? That's the question.
You're the 1.
All right, works for me as well. 1-0. Misses there, 2-0. And Mark Matthews looking like he's regretting his decision, blowing into his hands for warmth.
And somebody, a gracious fan, has gone and brought him a jacket.
That is so nice of them.
So the Mark Matthews watch is complete. He gave in here at the bottom of the third.
Well, he made it longer than I thought he would. 3-0 pitch to Pereira. Misses low and inside, and on 4 pitches, Pereira will head on down to first with the walk. That'll bring up Tyler Ammerman. Doubled and came around to score his first time up.
Tyler Ammerman.
I know it's not as interesting to the folks listening, but watching Mark Matthews get bundled up by this sweet fan, she brought him a blanket and a jacket, and he is so thankful. Quick throw to first, but not in time.
He's a good, solid basketball player. Don't want him to catch his death out here.
Oh, I'll tell you what, USC Aiken's fortunate to have him. He's a shooting machine. Look forward to seeing him do some really great things. The USC Aiken Pacer basketball program really was one of the top teams in the conference after a really abysmal season last year.
Don't need to remind me about that.
So, of course, Mark Vanderslice got Coach of the Year. I think it's co-coach of the year for the conference.
Well, I can see him doing that.
And rightfully so. I think they won all of 9 games last year.
One missing outside, 1-1. Yeah, and they only
season,
won.
They legitimately could have been, had things gone their way a little bit better, would have been one of the top number 1 teams, the number 1 team in the conference.
Yeah, I think they finished 3rd in their division, but they were only 1 game difference between them and the eventual winners, Augusta, I believe. Augusta won the division.
Augusta's a perennial powerhouse.
And they are, huh?
But I think Coach Vanderslice is doing his part to put the Pacers right back where they're used to being one of the perennial powers in the conference. That ball missing outside, that slurve. Try to get them to chase it. Count as 2-2.
It was actually a good-looking slurve, though.
Yeah, it was. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you get that spot right there against a righty, it's tough to lay off of, and it's impossible to hit. But if he gets that thing on the inside of the plate.
Swing and a miss there. That time Ammerman did chase it, and he goes down on strikes for the second out.
And that was that slurve we were talking about. And earlier, I'll admit it. I'm sitting there going, he might want to park that pitch. It's not hitting a spot. But he's throwing it now with great command.
It may have been just early on. His fingers were a little bit numb and wasn't getting a good grip on the ball. And now that he's gotten used to the cold.
Yeah, and for those of you that are up north or in the more colder regions of the United States, 40 degrees to us is blizzard conditions.
Well, I mean.
But, this is not something that we thought the groundhog was just a fool.
Yeah, but he got all of us.
Yeah, he's laughing.
The 1-0.
High fastball missing inside.
Yeah, high and inside. 2-0 to Mercado. Mercado flew out his first time up. He has a runner on first base with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Fouled off, 2-1.
Of course, Skylar Mercado is one of the great stories here. His dad is one of the heroes of 9/11.
Yeah, I read that story, and my heart ached for him. But at the same time, he's got to have tremendous pride in his father for doing what he did.
I think Skylar does very well with he carries the name Mercado as well as his father would hope.
Ground ball here to short. Bobbled a little bit. They'll flip to second, which is just in time to get Brian Pereira for the 3rd and final out. So that'll do it here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Pacers unable to score a run, but they still hold on to that 4-1 lead going into the 4th. And we are back here in the top of the fourth inning. Real quick, a base hit from Hannon Price before we could even get the headsets back on. And that will start things off for Emmanuel as they trail the Pacers 4-1.
Little hopper over the pitching mount.
And that'll bring up Josh Viveros. Viveros 0 for 1 today, flew out his first time up. Price now 1 for 2 as he grounded into an inning-ending double play his first time up. And there is a ground ball slowly to short. Throw to second for 1, and that's all they're going to get as Mercado loses it on the transfer. But they do get the lead runner for the first out, so 1 away and a runner on first.
Catcher number 30, Philip Swindell.
That brings up Philip Swindell. Struck out looking his first time up. That one will find the strike zone. 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Ooh, just in the upper part of the strike zone. Excellent job by Durden to frame that one.
I'll tell you what, that was a little hesitated call there. Catching the batter a little bit funny.
0-2. Ground ball to Pereira, who bobbles it a bit, but he's right next to the bag and steps on it for the second out.
Shortstop number 4, Dallas Richards.
I loved how nonchalant he was about that. Just reaches down, picks it up, and kind of slowly walks to the bag. That'll bring up Dallas Richards, who doubled his first time up. And he's got a runner on second base with only 2 out. Well, with only 2 outs. I was going to say only 1 out, but the scoreboard is wrong.
Yeah, I was going to say it is 2 outs.
And he hits one, a little fly ball, right on the infield-outfield grass to Mercado for the third out. So they'll leave one stranded as we go into the bottom of the fourth. Pacers still up 4-1. And welcome back, folks. Bottom of the fourth inning. Pacers lead the Emmanuel Lions 4-1 as Jose Bonilla will lead things off this half. Bonilla, 2 for 2 with a pair of singles, a stolen base, and 2 runs scored. That's what you like to see from your leadoff man, him getting on base and coming around to score each time he's up. And he grounds one to second. Throw to first in time. This time he will not get on base as he is the first out.
He's fired.
Yeah, he's fired. Put him down to the number 9 spot.
Cut him. He doesn't want to win.
I'll bring up Luke Westerberg, who also has a pair of singles, a pair of RBIs, and a run scored. First pitch on the inside part of the plate for strike one to Westerberg. Misses outside, 1-1.
A little bit of action out there in the Pacer bullpen. Well, I say that. They've just congregated out there. Nobody's really doing anything.
Well, it's not too surprising. I mean, Moreland has been a reliever all season long, and having him come in to start a game.
I don't think you want him throwing a ton of innings.
So a 2-1 count to Westerberg. Also a northerner out of Trenton, New Jersey. So he's probably used to this kind of weather. Ooh, that was a good pitch, but it just missed the zone, 3-1. That one missing inside, almost catching a piece of Westerberg, and he'll head on down to first with a 1-out walk.
Left fielder number 1, Mitchell Price.
That brings Mitchell Price up. Has yet to have an at-bat as he had a sac fly and a walk today. And Price fouls off the first pitch out of play for strike one.
Yeah, the Stars and Stripes are completely stressed out right now. Wind blowing hard left to right.
In the dirt, ball one, so 1-1 count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Number 1 at the plate with 1 on. I get my Yahtzee.
For the number 1 Pacers.
It's made.
Yahtzee Plus.
Yep, Yahtzee Plus. We've been calling those all year long, too. Runner goes from first, and that's going to be a base hit down the third base side. Westerberg rounding second. He'll head in for third and make it in there safely. Price trying to dig it into a double, and he will make it safely. And just like that, the Pacers have runners on second and third with only 1 out.
Yeah, the left fielder is going to make a perfect throw to get Price. Price is not the slowest player on the field.
Hey, he was going hard right out of the box.
Yes, he was. And that's going to bring up Zach Moon, who might be the slowest player on the field. He's one of the biggest players on the field, too.
He did have a double his last time up, an RBI double, 1 for 2 today.
He's actually deceptively quick. He's got some speed for a big guy.
Well, he has played the outfield every now and again, so you got to have some speed.
And it looks like you're going to see a pitching change for Emmanuel. A little sense of urgency out there as the coach for the Lions goes out to meet with Kuhn.
I know there is activity in the bullpen, but nobody's coming out just yet. This may just be a meeting.
Well, while we do that, let's thank Denny Michaelis Insurance for meeting all our insurance needs. Willie Jules Barbecue, one of the finest ways you can consume food. It's so good. I was going to say get fatter because I don't think that's a selling point for him, but that's what I do when I go there. I'm going to get fatter, and I'm okay with it. I can't think of a better way to get fatter than eating at Willie Jules. That probably won't be a marketing slogan for Willie Jules, but it is delicious.
We'll try again.
Tyler's Tire and Auto Center, been sponsoring USC Aiken Pacers for a long time. Former athletes for USC Aiken is the wife of the owner of Tyler Tire and Auto. South Carolina Education Lottery Every time you play, you're buying somebody else a chance at an education. And quality inn and suites. If you're hanging out here, if you're not listening to us online, and you're here in Aiken visiting with your pacer, your favorite pacer, check out Quality Inn and Suites. And how about Aiken Flooring? Their motto is, you can stand on us.
Indeed it is. That about wraps it up for our sponsors. There has been a pitching change. Zach Wells comes on out. So we're going to take a short break while Wells warms up and be right back here in the bottom of the fourth. And we are back, bottom of the fourth inning. Zach Wells once again coming in to pitch for the Lions with runners on second and third and Zach Moon at the plate. The side armor deals first pitch in there for strike one. As we said, Moon 1 for 2 today with an RBI double his last time up. That one low and in the dirt. Ball, though, blocked by Swindell. Keeps the runners right where they are. And the 1-1 pitch. Moon rips it foul for strike two. And a little race to see who can get to the foul ball first.
Well, now you got guys out in the bullpen, so you got a little help. But
they're just trying to keep warm out there. That's all they're doing.
Yeah. If I was younger, I'd be doing calisthenics or something on a game like this.
And Moon reaches out and hits that one into center field. That'll drop in for a base hit. Westerberg coming home. He will score. Price advances to third. And Zach Moon making the hit happen all on his own with an RBI single.
Yeah, a good piece of hitting by Zach Moon, just reaching out there and grabbing that thing on the outside edge of the plate.
That was a garbage pitch to swing at, but he made something happen out of it, and why not? That brings up Connor Durden, 0 for 1 today with a walk.
Yeah, I like Connor Durden's walk-up song, Get On Up, by James Brown, local legend.
Yeah,
musical icon.
There's a arena named after him in Augusta.
Yep. And you're talking about redoing it.
That'd be nice. It's pretty plain. It'd be nice to see him do a little work on it. 1-0. I wish they still had hockey in there, though. That was always fun to go to. 1-0 pitch. Durden lays into that one, into the gap in right center field. I'll drop him for a base hit and go to the wall. Durden rounding first, heading for second. And Mitchell Price comes in to score. They're going to wave Moon around. He's coming in home, and the throw is off target, and Zach Moon will score. It is an RBI double for Connor Durden. 2-run score on it, and the Pacers now lead 7-1.
Yeah, that was a fantastic hit. As soon as he hit it,
Third baseman number 44.
He got solid contact on that ball, and it paid off in terms of a couple of runs. Now bring up Dalton Weeks, who's 0 for 2 today.
And just like that, you're not. I don't know that this pitcher is going to be in very long for the Lions. Although that was a nice looking little pitch right there as it came back across the plate for strike one.
0-1 count with one on, run around second, and only one out here in the bottom of the fourth.
Their coach was not inspired up to this point. He's already got bullpen acting in action again.
Now that ball in the dirt, 1-1. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Weeks got fooled by that one, 1-2.
Yeah, that one came inside on him, and it looked like he was already committed to the outer edge of the plate on that swing.
It looked like he wanted to really put something behind that swing and just came up empty. Now it was a 1-2 count. And this time he's going to ground it to third, holds the runner at second, throw to first in time for the second out.
I'll bring up Brian Pereira to the plate.
And Pereira 0 for 1 with a walk.
First baseman number 32, Brian Pereira.
Now here's a guy that's got as reasonable a shot to hit one out as anybody. Hit from the left side. He's a big hitter.
And he struggled on the long ball this year. He's only gotten one home run.
One home
last
run.
year.
I was surprised to hear that because
Yeah.
I'm used to seeing him.
Yeah, last year he was sending it out routinely. He was in contention for the lead in home runs on the team. That first pitch missing low and away for ball one. It's just this year he hasn't been able to find his groove on the long ball. He's gotten some good solid contact on the ball though.
Right.
And of course his glove is just very valuable over at first base. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Got ahead of himself on that. 1-1.
The 1-1 pitch, 2 outs up to this point. Runner on second.
7-1 lead as Pereira fouls that one off. 1-2.
His last 2 swings have been very short swings. So he's definitely not comfortable at the plate right now with what he's seeing from the pitcher.
They almost look like golf swings out there. 1-2. Low and away. Ball gets away, and that will allow Connor Dern to head over to third base.
You got Deuces Wild across the board.
Deuces Wild across the board, and a runner sitting pretty over on third.
And a little rave music in the background. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, I'll stay away from that one.
Yeah, it's not my scene either. I was just trying.
Well, never hurts to try, unless it's a rave, in which case it does.
It was painful.
2-2. Pereira goes into the dirt for that one, swings and misses for the strikeout, and out number 3. But the Pacers pick up 3 more runs. They lead it 7-1 going into the 5th. And welcome back. We are in the top of the fifth inning. Pacers leading the Lions 7-1. Leading things off for Emmanuel this half. Ty Tipton, who's 1 for 1 with a single, his first time up. He grounded the first pitch foul for strike one.
And the Mark Matthews watch, he's still bundled up with a blanket that he borrowed from a fan. That ball lifted into the gap. It's going to bend back towards center field.
Off the wall. Pacer outfield is picking it up, hurling it in. It's going to be a leadoff double for Ty Tipton. And Emmanuel trying to get something going here early on in the fifth.
With that, Mark Matthews, he's got a blanket that he borrowed from a fan wrapped around his legs, a jacket that he borrowed from the same fan, and now a moment ago he was blowing into his hands. A sure sign of Burr is cold out here.
Universal sign language for I am cold.
Right.
So runner on second base with nobody out for Brandon Bostic, who grounded to first his first time up, and that first pitch just missing outside for ball one. That one missing high and away. Count 2-0. Almost looks like he wanted to throw a curveball there that just did not curve at all. And the 2-0. That one hit into right field. That will be caught by Bonilla, who just reached down to make the catch. How about that from Jose Bonilla?
Yeah, that ball was slicing away from him, and I really thought Westerberg would have had a better play on it.
Right back up.
But good hustle by Bonilla.
And the fact that Westerberg was right there, had Bonilla missed that, he would have been right there to field the ball.
Right.
And one away now on the good defensive play by Jose Bonilla.
Yeah, he covered a lot of ground to get to that ball. Caught it at the last possible second. And ball fell straight back out of play.
Yeah, Steven Skeggs, the new hitter, reached on an error and scored a run, 0 for 2 today. Oh, 1 pitch in the dirt, 1-1.
Yeah, I'm not sure we'll see Moreland after this inning, being that his typical role is relief pitcher.
Well, if he does go 5 innings, he's in line for the win. That's probably what Coach Kenny Thomas wants. We have a slow grounder. That one looked like it fouled off of Skeggs' foot, so it will not be a fair ball. It'll just be a strike.
Based on the newly discovered strut of Skeggs, I think he fouled it off his foot.
Indeed. Although I saw there was a game, it was the Nova Southeastern game, I believe, where Mercado looked like he fouled one off of his foot and was limping, but they called it a fair ball, and he was thrown out at first base without even making the effort. So either he was trying to act it out, or just somebody missed something out there. Either way, there is a 1-2 count to Skeggs. I think the scoreboard is wrong. It says 1-1, but I'm pretty sure it's 1-2.
I think we have known our scorekeepers to be a little off sometimes when it comes to that board.
It happens. That pitch misses inside for a ball, 2-2. Or no, it is 2-1. The umpires just confirmed it, so we were actually wrong.
Well,
I was wrong. I was wrong.
I was just trying to support you.
Yeah, you were there for me. You were there for me.
Trying to be a good teammate. I had no clue what the count was.
So you're more at fault than me. Swing and a miss, chasing one outside the zone. Now it's 2-2. Or no, it is actually strike 3. I was right the first time.
You were right.
I was right, and I second-guessed myself. So Skeggs goes down on strikes for the second out.
Well, in your defense, when the home plate umpire gives you a 2-1 count with his hands, and
yeah, that'll throw you. So 2 down, runner on second base, and that first pitch will be fouled off by Bochum. Bochum 0 for 2 today, is grounded out to third both times up. The 0-1 hit in the air into right field. That one's going to hook just foul by about a foot. Out of the reach of Westerberg, and fortunately for him, it just landed on the right side of the foul line. So count 0-2 now to Bochum. Pitch missing way outside. 1-2. Fouled off. Count stays at 1-2.
Runner on second here. Moreland prepares to deliver the 1-2 pitch. That's going to miss, even the count 2-2.
Yeah, that one just missing off the outside part of the plate there. Deuces are wild, as you say. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on second. And Bochum, the second baseman, up to bat. And he fouls that one off. Count stays at 2-2. 2-2 pitch, lined up the middle and through for a base hit. Going to wave the runner around third as Bonilla charges it. He'll have no play, and it will be an RBI single for Brock Bochum.
And Bochum catching that ball off the handle. It just gets out of the outstretched arms of the pitcher.
First baseman number 34, Eric Pape.
So good placement on that hit for Bochum, and Eric Pape comes up. An RBI single and a fly out, making him 1 for 2. And that one hit over the head of Weeks and into left field for a base hit. That one is picked up by Price in foul territory, and they're going to hold the runner at third base. So runners on the corners now for the Lions here in the top of the 5th inning with 2 outs.
Left fielder number 24, Hannon Price.
That brings up Hannon Price. 1 for 2 with a single.
A little bit more urgency in the bullpen for the Pacers. Again, Moreland being a typical relief pitcher.
Yeah, you kind of hope that he can make it through as we have a fly ball into right field. Westerberg tracking it and making the catch to get Moreland through the 5th inning as the Lions manage to score 1 but leave 2 stranded. It's 7-2, bottom of the 5th coming up. And we are back, bottom of the 5th inning. Pacers leading the line 7-2 with Tyler Emmerman coming up. 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. And he takes a first pitch strike to lead off this inning. Swing and a miss there, 0-2 to Emmerman.
And Tyler Emmerman, one of those, you don't see it a lot with our shortstops here at USC Aiken, at least in recent years, but he will go yard on you on occasion. On a windy day like today, maybe not, but.
Just catches a piece of that one to stay alive, 0-2. And he's gone yard recently, too. Back in the Nova Southeastern game, he had a pretty clutch night.
Yeah, he did.
0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss this time. And they're going to say he caught a piece of it.
You know, and Tyler Emmerman's coming in behind Sean Miller, who was a great shortstop for USC Aiken. Some question as to whether or not there was any contact in that ball, but home plate official called it a foul. So
yeah, both umpires agreed on it, so Emmerman will stay in there for one more pitch at least. And Emmerman grounds it to short. Double clutch, but the throw to first is not in time. Emmerman able to beat it out. That double clutch came back to haunt him.
Yeah, that ball on the hop, and that's going to require a conversation as the Lions coach comes out to have a word with the.
I mean, it was a close play at first base, so he has a right to argue that it was a tough call to make.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the conversation. This is not one of those cases I've never seen. You know, and you know, I'll ask our athletic director Randy Warwick, who has a long history of coaching baseball, but I've never seen a coach go out and discuss with an umpire, you know, with a field ump, and now go, oh, you know what, you're right, he's out. That's not something I've ever seen.
I've never seen it either, but I mean,
even coaching volleyball, you know, our head coach is notorious for questioning. As a good coach should.
I mean, they got to do it. It's just part of the thing.
But in all my history in athletics, I don't think I've once seen – I have seen officials come together, talk it out, and then, you know, one official saw it differently, and maybe. But, you know, for right now, this is kind of a gamesmanship moment where the coaches –
yeah.
I don't think he's trying to convince him to switch his call.
I have actually seen it where coaches come out to talk to the umpire, and then the umpires have come together to actually discuss it
That's
afterwards.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
they might come together and talk it out, but I'm not sure what the intent is there. And like I said, maybe between innings I'll ask Randy Warwick.
I just think it's something that they're expected to do on those close calls. Just one of those things that maybe
Well, why
boost
not
their
kick
morale.
dirt on his feet while you're out there? That's what we really want to see. As Skylar Mercado steps into the box for the Pacers, runner on first, no outs.
And Mercado 0 for 2 today. And he fouls off the first pitch for strike one. Things pretty even in the hit column. 9 hits for the Pacers, 7 for the Lions. The scored column a little different, though. It's 7-2 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And that one in the dirt. Blocked, though, by Swindell to keep Emmerman over at first.
And a good effort by Swindell to keep that in front of him, to keep the runner from advancing.
He's made a few of those stops today. Some have been, unfortunately for him, a little too wild to corral, but he's made the most of it. Swing and a miss there. The ball does get away as Emmerman heads on down to second base, and he'll just make it in there with a slow trot. 1-2 count, however, to Mercado.
Yeah, it was a swing and a miss, and the ball came off the catcher gear. I guess shin pad, one of the shin guards or something is the 1-2 is the count, but there was some thought that might have been a foul ball, but it was not.
No, yep, good call.
So the runner able to advance to second.
And the 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2. That is a high hopper to third. Throw to first in time for the first out. That was one of the things I've noticed about this ballpark is the dirt in front of home plate is incredibly solid, and you get a ball that bounces right off of it, it's going to hop
like
high.
Concrete. Yeah, they pack that dirt pretty tight.
I'll bring up Jose Bonilla, 2 for 3 with a pair of runs scored, a pair of singles, and a stolen base. And a runner on second for Bonilla, a chance to get an RBI for him.
A rare moment where you see the Stars and Stripes just hanging straight down. Not a lot of wind going.
If you're a power hitter, you want to take advantage of this momentary calm in the air. First pitch in the dirt for ball 1.
Yeah, with the exception of Westerberg over right field, playing that one fly ball that he misplayed, the wind hasn't really been too big of a factor. We did have that one high ball hit down to left field, but I don't know how much farther it would have carried. It certainly got held up by the wind, but I don't know that it would have carried out of the ballpark.
Yeah, no, that may have gone to the warning track to the wall, but it was a close one. 2-0 count to Bonilla.
Yeah, as soon as I say that, wind picks back up.
Low and inside part of the strike zone, 2-1. And Bonilla grounds one to second. Underhand toss to first in time, but the runner advances to third.
Right fielder
and now there's a runner on third base with 2 outs for Luke Westerberg.
Speaking of Luke Westerberg.
Yep. Westerberg having a productive day. 2 for 2 with a pair of singles, a pair of RBIs, a walk, and a pair of runs scored. Runner on third base for Westerberg. First pitch inside and in the dirt for ball 1. And that one is a high fly ball going foul, but a lot of air underneath that ball. The 1-1. Fouled off the plate. Count 1-2.
So Westerberg will step back in. He'll waste the 1-2 pitch. Runner on third, 2 outs. Now it's going to miss to even the count, 2-2.
And the 2-2 pitch. In the dirt, full count. Three-two pitch. Grounder to third. That's going to get through for a base hit. Couple of weird hops on that one, and that's going to score 1 run. The Pacers extend their lead 8-2.
Yeah, the third baseman got 8 up on that. He kind of took an awkward approach to fielding that ball. He got his 1 foot in front of the other instead of getting his base out.
Yeah, it looked weird, but they'll score a base hit and an RBI for Luke Westerberg.
Mitchell Price.
That'll bring up Mitchell Price. He's 1 for 1 with a walk, a sac fly, a double, and a run scored.
And they are counting that as a hit. So it's just a hot shot at third. He misplayed it.
First pitch low for Price for ball 1. And Price hits one slowly, grab a shortstop, flip to second in time for the third out, but the Pacers add one more run to their lead. They lead at 8-2 going into the sixth. And we are back, top of the sixth inning. 8-2 Pacers leading the lines of Emmanuel. Josh Viveros leads things off. 0-2 today. First pitch in there for a strike.
And to clarify earlier, I said I would talk to Athletic Director Randy Warwick. He's had a lot of years in the dugout coaching baseball. And he said that you're planting a seed to possibly get the next call. And that made sense.
That does make a lot of sense. 0-2 as there's a swing and a miss by Viveros. Connor Norton, the new pitcher for the Pacers, replaces Jamie Moreland after 5 innings.
Connor Norton out of St. Augustine, Florida. I want to say in Boca Raton.
Pitch just misses low and away for a ball, 1-2. Either way, St. Augustine or Boca, he's got to be feeling this weather.
Connor Norton, one of the class athletes here at USC Aiken.
USC Aiken has quite a few of those.
We really do. It's a lot of fun to be a part of the athletic side of the USC Aiken family, and a lot of great young people coming up through the different programs here. Kind of an honor to get to know him as he misses that one. Count as full.
So Viveros able to work the count full after going down 0-2.
See, Mark Matthews has left.
The Mark Matthews watch has
The
officially
Mark
ended.
Matthews watch is over.
And there's a high fly ball into the gap in left center field, and Mitchell Price will make the catch for the first out.
So hopefully, Mark Matthews, wherever you are, you found a nice warm place to be, showing up for a baseball game on a day like today in shorts and a T-shirt.
Number 30,
Only thing I can think is he was in the weight room getting a workout in, and he didn't
He's
want
with a
to.
bunch of his teammates. Yeah, it's possible.
Philip Swindell coming up now, 0-2 today. First pitch misses outside for ball 1. I see some of your volleyball players are here today as well.
Mm-hmm. They are faithful fans of the baseball program. wisely bundled up in blankets down there. I think of the 4 players, there are 4 blankets.
Well, at least 4 heavy clothing. 4 wearing heavy clothing.
I'm honored to coach such wise young ladies.
2-0 count now to Swindell. And missing outside, 3-0. And not surprisingly, everybody is bundled up today. And that one finding the strike zone, 3-1. I think Mark Matthews was the only one that was not bundled up.
Yeah, if we had a bonehead award of the day, it might have been Mark Matthews. Hot shot to second. Skylar Mercado not able to make the play.
Yeah, just over his glove. May have gone off of his glove just a little bit. And insult to injury, he's unable to make the little backhanded scoop on the throw-in.
Missing the relay.
Shortstop.
So that'll be a 1-out base hit for Swindell, and that brings up Dallas Richards, 1 for 2 with a double. First pitch to Richards, fouled off for strike 1. That one finding the strike zone right down the middle on a curve, 0-2. Popped up. Right side of the infield. First base side. Pereira making the catch for the second out.
Yeah, it looked like everybody had a hard time finding the ball at first. Pereira was the only one that seemed to be confident in it.
And it came right to him. Fortunate for him and
That's
for
right.
the Pacers.
Third baseman.
And now there are 2 down with a runner on first for Ty Tipton. 2 for 2 with a single, a double, and a run scored. So he's having a productive day. Curveball just missing inside for ball 1. That one will find the inside part of the strike zone, even the count up at 1-1. One pitch, this time on the outside part of the plate, 1-2.
Connor moving his pitches really well. You know, leading off with that curveball was a nice move, and then busting him inside with a fastball, and then going outside with a fastball.
And Norton working every part of the plate he can. Deals the 1-2 pitch. It's a ground ball to short. Ammerman has it. Throws it to first in time for the third out. So the Lions will leave one stranded as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Pacers still leading 8-2. And we are back. Bottom of the 6th inning coming up. Pacers leading the Lions of Emmanuel 8-2. Zach Moon leading off. And I'll let the first pitch go by for ball 1. Moon 2 for 3 today with a pair of RBIs, a double, a single, and a run scored.
And everybody waiting for him to get into one.
Now missing low and away for ball 2. Hard to really lay into one when they keep
When they
us
won't
in the
throw
zone.
it, yeah. Right.
Although he did reach out on that on his last at bat.
That little blooper to center.
That one finding the strike zone inside part. 2-1. In the dirt. 3-1.
Zach Moon just outside of the Atlanta area, Snellville, Georgia. A lot of good baseball up that way. Parkview, Brookwood.
3-1, and he lays into that one into center field. That one's going back on the track at the wall. It's gone! A home run for Zach Moon, and the Pacers now lead it 9-2.
And like I said, we were all waiting for him to get a hold of one, and he kindly did us a solid with that one. A little contact. The Pacers lead 9-2 here at the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, nice shot to almost dead center field for Zach Moon. Wind didn't have to play a factor in that one at all.
Center fielder played it as well as you can, knowing that it's really gusty up there. He took off for the wall, hoping that it would slow it down. But
Number 30, Connor
no avail there, and the Pacers add one more to their lead as Connor Durden digs in. Doubled his last time up, 1 for 2 with a walk.
Yeah, he had a nice gapper in his last up.
First pitch misses a low and away, 1-0. And Durden will foul that one off to even the count up.
Nice little screwball there from the righty.
A little bit of action going on in Emmanuel's bullpen once again. 1-1. Just misses 2-1.
Try to get him to chase the second one. A little bit of action over there at the Lions bullpen.
And Durden's going to hit a line drive into right field. That'll drop in for a base hit.
Yeah, he got that one off the end of the bat. I think the right fielder was fooled by it because
third baseman number 44.
he ranged over to his left thinking it had enough to get to him, but it didn't have much pop in it.
Yeah, it almost looked like it had some real solid
contact. It was a big
contact,
swing,
yeah.
but right, it was a big swing, but he just didn't get it. As Dalton Weeks steps up to the plate.
Yeah, Weeks 0 for 3 today as a runner on first and nobody out.
0 for 3 tells me he's due.
Yeah, that's how it usually goes. And he grounds one foul, 0-1. That's how it usually goes unless it's your team. That's what I should say. Foul tip there, 0-2.
I can't tell who that is coming out of the dugout to get those foul balls. He's got to get a little speed.
I'm not sure either. I can't really see his face and no number to
Right.
to look at.
A little bit of action over there in the Pacer bullpen as well.
That pitch missing low and inside, 1-2 to Weeks. Yeah, probably let Norton go for a couple innings and then they'll bring somebody else in this kind of a situation.
Coach Thomas loves to get his pitchers a little bit of work in the middle of the week.
And that's a fair ball down the third base side. That goes all the way to the corner. They're going to send Dalton over to third. He will make it in there, and they'll hold him up. It's going to be a double for Dalton Weeks to get him onto the hit sheet. And there are runners on second and third for the Pacers. Still nobody out. That brings up Brian Pereira.
The first baseman number 32, Brian Pereira.
Pereira 0 for 2 with a walk. And Brian Pereira back, bringing back the old Power Ranger theme
I
song
was going
yet
to say,
again.
is that his typical walk-up song?
No, he
I was
had
gonna
it.
say, I didn't recognize that one.
He played that once this season, and he decided to play it again today. First pitch in the dirt for ball one.
I guess when you're over, you're willing to try something new.
Anything that works. The 1-0. In the dirt again, 2-0. As a ground ball over to second, and that's going to get through for a base hit. 1-run scores. They're waving Weeks around third. He's coming in. He will score. It's a 2 RBI single for Brian Pereira, and the Pacers now lead it 11-2.
So don't be surprised if we hear Go-Go Power Rangers at his next at bat.
Hey, if it works, it works.
Shortstop, number 8,
Tyler Ammerman going to come up to the plate for the Pacers with a runner on first, no outs.
Ammerman 2 for 3 with a double, a single, and 2 runs scored. And that one finding the strike zone for strike one to Ammerman. A 1 missing inside, 1-1.
The 1-1 pitch.
This is outside, 2-1. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning as the Pacers have already scored 3 to lead at 11-2. Runner on first base for USC Aiken. And Ammerman fouls that one off to even the count up at 2-2.
Pitcher steps off.
And the 2-2 pitch from Wells. Ground ball to short. Throw to second in time. Throw to first will not be in time, so it'll just be a fielder's choice for 1.
Shortstop having to range pretty far to his right to get that ball. Had to make a good throw to second just to get him out at second.
They do get the lead runner, so 1 down and 1 on for Skyler Mercado, who's 0 for 3 today. And that one's a ground ball to third. Throw to second for 1. The throw to first in time for the inning-ending double play. But the Pacers do get 3 thanks to a solo home run from Zach Moon and a 2 RBI single from Brian Pereira. They lead it 11-2 as we go into the 7th inning. And we are back. Chip Herring along with myself, Marcus Johnson. Here in the top of the 7th inning as Hunter Hubbard now takes the mound for the Pacers, as he will face off against the leadoff man Brandon Bostic, 0 for 2 today. Pacers leading 11-2. And the first pitch outside for ball 1. Some defensive changes for the Pacers. Brian Pereira moves from first to behind the plate to catch. John Banks takes over at first base for him. Joey Smithers is now the new shortstop in place of Tyler Amerman, and Freddie Beeman III takes over for Jose Bonilla out in center. And a 2-0 count to Bostic. And that one will find the strike zone, 2-1.
It's always fun when Hunter Hubbard gets a chance to come out and pitch a little bit.
He's gotten a few chances this year.
He's a character.
I think the thing with Hubbard, he's got some just raw speed in there, and placement isn't always the best, but you don't have to worry about that too much when you're throwing in the 90s.
Right.
Unless, of course,
you're
wild. Unless you're wild. That's
if you're at bat, you're a little concerned by that.
The count 3-1. Fouled off, full count. Although there was one at bat where Hubbard pulled the string on one. It was the slowest changeup I've ever seen, maybe 40 miles an hour, and he got the guy swinging. It was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen.
Hunter Hubbard out of Evans, Georgia, just over the river from here.
Swing and a miss, and Bostic goes down swinging for the first out.
Right fielder, number 19, Steven Skeggs.
That brings up the top of the order, Steven Skeggs. 0 for 3 with a reach on an error and a run score. That was back in the first inning. First pitch outside part of the plate for strike 1. Curveball misses high for a ball, 1-1. Now, I actually had a class with Hubbard a couple of years ago, and it's just kind of weird seeing him with that short hair because he had this long, scraggly hair back when I had class with him. So, just a little different. It was a little bit of a curveball there. Hunter Hubbard getting the call strike, 1-2.
I was actually in Tennessee this past weekend and met one of Hunter Hubbard's best friends. His friend plays football for Berry College. I didn't know Berry had a football program until this weekend.
Well, now you know.
But his best friend's dad, I met him this weekend in Tennessee, of all places.
Oh, small world, as they say.
It really is.
And Skeggs went down on strikes there for the second out. So 2 down, nobody on for Bochum. Bochum with an RBI single his last time up, 1 for 3 today. And he'll let that one go by for strike 1. The 0-1. Curveball just missing, but not a bad pitch from Hubbard. 1-1. Fouled off, 1-2.
Hubbard with the 1-2 pitch.
And that's a hopper right back to Hubbard, who underhands it to Banks at first for the third out. A quick 1-2-3 inning. Hunter Hubbard looking locked in as we go into the bottom of the 7th. Pacers up 11-2. And welcome back. Bottom of the 7th inning. Pacers up 11-2. Freddie Beeman leads things off in place of Jose Bonilla. First pitch misses outside for ball 1. One 0 misses outside. 2-0. J.P. Williams, the new pitcher for the Emmanuel Lions. It's a ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit.
A good piece of hitting by Beeman there.
Right fielder number 23, Luke Westerberg.
That brings up Luke Westerberg. Westerberg 3 for 3 with 3 singles, 3 RBIs, a walk, and 2 runs scored. Pitch comes high and inside for a ball. One out. Fouled off, 1-1. One curveball missing inside. 2-1. This time the curveball finds the strike zone, evens the count up at 2-2.
His pitcher's arm swing, his throw motion slows down drastically to get that curveball to.
In the dirt, ball bounces away all the way to the backstop. Beeman heads to second. And the count now full to Luke Westerberg. And not good when you give up your pitch that early before it's thrown.
Yeah, typically balls that hit 2 feet before the plate.
I was talking about his arm motion with the curveball, though.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, yeah, that's something I would imagine his coach would like to see him work on that a little bit, disguise that.
Well, a full count to Luke Westerberg with a runner on second base. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning, Pacers up 11-2. Check swing, just fouls it off. And count stays full. Now it looks like Andre Brown on deck. Looks like he'll bat in place of Mitchell Price for this inning. And the 3-2. In the dirt, ball 4, and Westerberg will draw the walk. Put runners on first and second. Luke Westerberg has reached base every time he's come up to the plate. That's 5 times in total. That'll help his stat sheet.
And Andre Brown, the third, is going to come to the plate.
Now batting for the Pacers, number 7, Andre Brown.
Brown batting in place of Mitchell Price. Price 1 for 2 with a sac fly, a walk, and a double with a run scored. So he had a productive day before he called it a night, I should say. Andre Brown coming into the day's game batting .250. No home runs and no RBIs. However, he's only had 4 at-bats. So
You got to
here-
start somewhere.
Yeah, you do. That's the truth. And some just a little later than others. So Brown digs in. Freshman out of Baltimore, Maryland. Runners on first and second as the first pitch misses outside for ball one. One out. Right down the middle for a strike, 1-1. A 1-1 count to Andre Brown. He's got Luke Westerberg on first and Freddie Beeman on second. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the seventh. That pitch high, 2-1. Missing way outside, 3-1. Three-one pitch, inside corner for a called strike, and the count full to Brown. And Brown with a line drive to third, caught, throw to second is not in time as the throw was just a bit high and drew the second baseman off the bag. So a lucky break there for the Pacers and an unlucky break for Andre Brown as he was robbed of a base hit. And that brings up Preston Dawson in place for Zach Moon. Needless to say, Zach Moon had a successful day, only a triple shy of the cycle, although I don't really see Moon getting a triple anytime soon unless...
well, you never know.
I mean,
again,
he could have.
deceptively fast.
Deceptively fast, that's true. He had his double, single, home run, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored. It's a good night for Zach Moon as Dawson takes over for him. Runners still on first and second with only 1 out. Andre Brown, again, robbed of a base hit on a line drive to third. Just a nice grab by Tipton. And the first pitch to Dawson, high and inside for ball 1. Pitch in the dirt. Swindell able to block that one as he's been doing all day. So we count 2-0 now to Dawson. The 2-0, just a little bit too high, 3-0. And that one also high. Preston Dawson will walk on 4 straight pitches to load up the bases for the Pacers with only 1 out.
The first baseman, number 10, John Banks.
So John Banks now coming up batting in place of Connor Durden, though he is the first baseman. John Banks batting .362 on the year with 3 home runs and 10 RBIs.
John Banks, I call him John. That's what he's known as. John Banks.
And he hits a fly ball into shallow left field, and that one will be caught. Runner tags from third. He holds up, though. So Beeman will stay on third base to keep the bases loaded as Banks pops out on the first pitch.
Yeah, Banks, I was just going to say, he's another
Now for the Pacers, number 12,
product out of the
Alex
Evans,
Mills.
Georgia area.
And we'll bring up Alex Mills. Only one who's batted from the starting lineup this inning was Luke Westerberg. Everybody else has been pinch hit for. Alex Mills comes in batting .462 on the year. He's had 13 at bats and has 6 RBIs with no home runs. Bases still loaded for the Pacers. 2 outs though in the bottom of the 7th inning. They lead the Emmanuel Lions 11-2. First pitch a bit low for ball 1.
They got a lefty working over in the bullpen for the Lions. And I can't tell if the Pacers are working out or if they're just trying to stay warm out there. They're throwing.
The 1-0. Fouled off. 1-1.
Looks like Jimmy Lynch out there working out.
So a 1-1 count to Alex Mills. In the dirt, 2-1. And the 2-1 pitch to Mills. Inside corner for a call strike. Evens the count up at 2-2. Lower part of the strike zone and call strike 3 on Alex Mills, who goes down looking. Pacers leave him loaded, but they still lead 11-2 going into the 8th. And we are back, top of the 8th inning. More defensive changes for the Pacers as Eric Pape, the first baseman, leads off for Emmanuel. Ty Alvey, the new pitcher for USC Aiken, taking over for Hunter Hubbard. Andre Brown stays in the game, taking over for Mitchell Price in left. Alex Mills takes over at third base, and Dave Langster is the new second baseman. The 0-1 pitch. Curveball misses low and away for ball 1 to even the count.
Hey, pretty good action on that breaking ball.
And the 1-1. Misses low and away and goes all the way to the backstop.
And like any good pitcher would do after throwing a wild pitch like that, you look at your hand. Something.
It's definitely the hand.
One of my nails is too long or not long enough.
Something like that. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Tied him up on a high inside pitch. 2-2.
Alvey really has a relaxed throwing style. His arm looks really loose when he's in his throwing motion.
Well, he's only appeared in one game this year. 1 inning pitched, 1 hit, and no earned runs. That one comes inside, almost getting a piece of Pape. Pape 2 for 3 today with a pair of singles and an RBI. And he'll foul that one off to stay alive. Count stays at 3-2. Swing and a miss. Tied him up on a high fastball. That'll be the first out here of the 8th.
Left fielder number 24, Hannon Price.
Hannon Price coming to bat now, 1 for 3 today. Check swing. Did he go? Not sure, but the ball was called a strike anyway. The pitch was called a strike anyway, I should say. 0-1 count. The 0-1. Nice looking pitch there. Just falls into the strike zone. 0-2.
Alvey with the windup. 0-2 pitch. Fouled out of play.
That lands right on top of the Lions dugout, right into the gutter. They'll probably not getting that ball back for a while, if ever.
Oh, they'll send somebody up there.
I know. I see a few baseballs still sitting up there, so that one may be lost to the ages. The 0-2 again. Ground ball past the diving second baseman Langster and into center field for a base hit. So that will put a runner on first with 1 out.
Few Canadian geese flying over to center field, looking very confused.
The Canadian Air Force making its presence known.
That's right. Not sure what to make of this weather. I thought we escaped this.
Josh Viveros up now, 0 for 3 today. And he grounds one to third. Backhanded there by Mills. Throw to second is going to be mishandled. Well, bounced into the chest there of Langster, who was unable to come up with it. So everybody will be safe.
They're just setting up the triple play.
Yeah, well,
we only need a double.
I know that.
30, Phillips Swindell.
And Phillips Swindell coming up now.
Overachievers with 1 out. Setting up the triple play.
So runners on first and second for Swindell, 1 for 3 with a single. First pitch on the inside part of the plate for strike 1. That one missing outside, 1-1. Pitch high, 2-1.
How he really keeps his upper body really still in his windup. He doesn't.
Almost looks like he's throwing while standing up.
Yeah, he really does. He's almost completely perpendicular when he throws.
High and inside, 3-1 count. Three-one pitch. High and inside again. That'll load up the bases with only one out. Price on third, Viveros on second, and Swindell now on first for Dallas Richards, who's 1 for 3 with a double.
Now batting, number 9, Tim
I'm going
Manning.
to say Tim Manning's. That's a young man I haven't seen yet.
Yep, Tim Manning pinch hitting for Richards.
Bases loaded, one out.
First pitch in there for a call strike. Manning batting .254 on the year, 1 home run and 13 RBIs. And there's a ground ball to second. Throw to second for one. The throw to first will not be in time, however. So a run will score on the attempted double play, and the Pacer lead cut down to 11-3.
Third baseman, number 23, Ty Tipton.
Now bring Ty Tipton up to the plate.
And Tipton 2 for 3 with a single and a double. Runners on the corners for the Lions.
Tipton been playing third base for the Lions.
And a little bit of a contact on that one as it's foul tipped into the glove of Pereira for strike one. Curveball there, nasty looking curveball, 0-2.
They got the whole press. I heard him over in the other room. I heard athletic director Randy Ward. We're all sitting there going, oh, that was a nasty little pitch. He pulled the string on that one.
And the 0-2. Just missing outside with that one, 1-2. And there is a fly ball into left field. That one will be caught by Brown for the third and final out, but the Lions get one, though the Pacers still hold on to an 11-3 lead going into the bottom of the eighth. And we are back. Bottom of the 8th inning. Brian Pereira will lead things off, now batting as a catcher instead of a first baseman. Singled his last time up, which scored 2 RBIs. On the night, he is 1 for 3. And he'll let the first pitch go by for ball 1. New pitcher on the mound, Mason LeBlanc, now in for the Lions. No stats on LeBlanc just yet. This is possibly his first outing on the year. And that one fouled off by Pereira. 1-1. Pitch lower outside corner for a strike, 1-2. Curveball misses high, 2-2. Popped up behind the plate, and that's going to go foul out of play. And Pereira pops it up into shallow right field. And that will be caught by Bochum for the first out.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if the pitchers are busting him inside a lot. But his swing has gotten really short.
Shortstop, number 9, Joey Smithers.
Compared to this time last year, he was able to get his arms out.
That's
Today, everything's been, he looks like T-Rex swinging a bat.
It hasn't been good tonight for Pereira, though he does have a single with a couple RBIs, so he did produce. Right. First pitch to Joey Smithers, who's now in for Tyler Ammerman, is in there for a call strike. Smithers batting 100 on the year. And he swings and misses at that one for strike 2. In there for a call strike 3. Got him with a curveball. And Smithers goes down on strikes for the second out.
Second baseman, number 5, Dave Langster.
Brings up Dave Langster with 2 outs and nobody on. First pitch missing for ball 1. Langster batting 111 on the year, though he's only had 9 at-bats. Does have a couple RBIs on the season, though. 1-0 in the dirt.
Catcher kind of looking away and, ooh, look what I found. Yeah, all your protective gears on the front, don't turn your head.
So count 2-0 to Langster. Swing and a miss, got ahead of himself on that pitch, 2-1. Again, getting ahead of himself, chasing one outside, 2-2 to Langster.
Pacers almost looking like they're just swinging at anything to go ahead and get this game over with. That wind will beat you to death, and it is gusting out there. In a moment, good looking pitch there, catching the inside edge of the plate for strike 3, and now retire at the side.
We're going into the top of the 9th. Pacers up 11-3, trying to close things out. And we're back. Top of the ninth inning. Bryce Buster on the mound to try to close things out as the Pacers lead 11-3. Brandon Bostic leads off this half of the inning. 0 for 3 today. And the 1-0 pitch is a swing and a miss for strike one. One pitch, just missing low and inside for a ball, 2-1. Inside corner evens the count up at 2-2. Ground ball, first base side. That's going to get past John Banks. He had trouble getting it on the hop. And they will probably score that a hit for Bostic. We'll see what the official scoring is.
Number 19,
and it is going to be a base hit. So runner on first base with nobody out. Steven Skeggs will come up 0 for 4 today. And that is a fly ball out into right field. And that will be caught by Westerberg for the first out.
Second baseman number 5, Brock Balcom.
Balcom up now. Balcom 1 for 4 with an RBI single. And he hits one in the air to left field. That'll go foul, though.
Wind blowing straight in from center field now. That, as soon as I
Just
say
as
that,
it's listening to you. Whenever you say it dies down, it picks back up. Whenever it's blowing straight in, it goes off to the...
I'm just not going to give the wind any attention at all. There is no such thing as wind.
The 0-1. Misses outside, 1-1. The wind does not exist.
I know nothing of it. So Buster prepares to deliver the 1-1 pitch. Runner on first. 1 out.
And that one fouled off, inside pitch there. Possibly fouled it off his own body. Cannot feel good.
Especially in this cool temperatures. Because I don't know that it feels good in any temperature, but
a little more painful when it's cold out.
It's 45 degrees, which for us down here in Aiken, it is a blistery cold.
They'll count 1-2.
Our recruit that's in town is from Ponte Vedra, Florida, and she was very caught by surprise. As we like to say in the South, bless her heart.
The 1-2. This is outside, 2-2. Yeah, I still haven't picked up that Southernism. There's a lot of Southernisms that I've not picked up, even though I've been down here for 10 years now.
Starts with the word y'all.
Nope.
And eventually it changes the meaning of family reunions pretty quick.
2-2 misses low and away, full count. I've still not picked that up. I still say you guys are just guys.
Some people are slower than others.
I don't think I'll ever say that. It's just too ingrained in my speech that it's never going anywhere.
Full count.
And Buster deals as the runner goes, and it's going to be a ground ball as Smithers was heading over to cover second base right where he was, and that's going to be a base hit. So runners on the corners for the Lions,
First
trying to get
baseman,
something
number
going with one out.
34, Eric Pape.
And Eric Pape comes up, 2 for 4 with a pair of singles and an RBI.
The interesting thing about that play is that if there wasn't a runner on first, Smithers it's right at him. He's not having to move to get to it. It's an easy throw to first. Out number 2.
Also, Dave Langster could have gotten it. Another base hit out into left field. That'll score a run, and the Pacer lead cut to 11-4 with runners on first and second.
So the score is 11-4 here at the top of the ninth.
Left fielder, number 24, Hank
Lions
Price.
not going anywhere.
Hannon Price up to bat now. Single and came around to score his last time up, 2 for 4. He's got runners on first and second, still only one out here in the top of the ninth. Swing and a miss on the first pitch, high fastball for strike 1. Possibly a little frustration fueling that pitch. And there's going to be another line drive into left field. That'll drop in for a base hit. They're going to hold the runners to only one bag, and 3 base hits in a row load up the bases for the Lions.
A little chat between catcher and pitcher.
And Buster
Designated
has
hitter,
faced
number
5
28,
batters and
Jeff
given up 4
Smithers.
singles in this inning here. And Viveros up to bat now, 0 for 4 today. Reached on a fielder's choice his last time up. And he rips one foul down the third base side.
Yeah, Buster's not having much success fooling these batters.
And they're way ahead of him, just tapping them into left field, back to back to back. And there is a fly ball into left field. This time doesn't have a lot on it. It's caught. The throw in from Brown will get cut off, and a run will score on the sac fly by Viveros.
But we got 2 outs.
Catcher, number
Can
30,
Buster get it
Philip
done?
Swindell.
The score 11-5 with runners on first and second and 2 down. Philip Swindell coming up. 1 for 3 with a single and a walk. First pitch low and away for ball 1. That one grounded foul down the third base side. It looks like it went off of his foot. A lot of that's been happening today. So the count even at 1-1 to Swindell. And the 1-1 falls into the strike zone, 1-2. And the Lions down to their final strike here in the ninth. Fouled off. And Swindell will stay in there for one more pitch at least. One-two pitch. Hit in the air into center field. That'll drop in for a base hit. And the bases are loaded once again And the Lions aren't going anywhere here, as it is still an 11-5 ball game with 2 outs.
I was going to say, you got to applaud the Lions. They're not just going to tuck it in and call it a day.
And they're certainly fighting until the end.
Tim Manning.
And one swing of the bat here could spell some trouble for the Pacers. Tim Manning coming up again. Reached on a fielder's choice his first time up.
Coach Thomas showing confidence in his pitcher. Leaving him out there, wants to see how he handles the situation. Didn't come all the way from Denton, Texas, just to lay down. Missing the first pitch just a little bit inside for ball 1.
And the 1-0. Fouled off, and ooh, he's feeling that one as Manning goes down, fouling it off of his foot.
I tell you what, half these batters aren't going to be able to walk tomorrow. Many balls fouled off their feet.
I mean, there's been a lot of that today.
Yes, there has.
The count even at 1-1. And that one's going to be a base hit into center field. 1 run scores, another run coming home, and he will score, and it is an RBI. 2 RBI single for Swindell, and or not Swindell, for Tim Manning. And it's an 11-7 ball game. All of a sudden, that big Pacer lead has only been cut down to 4 with runners on first and second.
23, Ty Tipton.
And you're going to see a pitching change here. I think Kenny Thomas is
Yeah, that's not too surprising.
giving Buster all the lesson he needs. It wasn't fooling anybody with his pitches.
Yeah, it wasn't clicking today. 4 runs scored on a bunch of them singles. And so Kenny Thomas will go to the bullpen, and we will take a short break as we await the new pitcher. And welcome back. We are still in the top of the 9th inning. Pacers leading 11-7 with their runners on first and second as Blake Cantrell will try to put out the fire after 4 runs have scored. First pitch fouled off for strike 1. Ty Tipton up to bat now. 2 for 4 with a single and a double, and 1 run scored.
Blake Cantrell has got a fan sitting in the stands. She's pretty interested in seeing him out there. I see her down there. She's a little giddy.
And the count out 0-2.
A little volleyball player out of Brunswick, Georgia. And I will compliment Blake Cantrell's taste in the ladies. She's a fine lady.
The 0-2 foul back. Tipton staying in there for another pitch. And the 0-2. Ooh, just missing. That one was close, and Cantrell really wanted that call. And tip your hat to Tipton for laying off of that pitch.
Yeah, that one didn't miss by much.
The count 1-2 with 2 outs and 2 on. And that one a little liner. And a diving grab by David Langster to end the game. A beautiful diving catch by Langster. And that will put this one in the books. A little bit scary there at the end after 4 runs scored in the top of the 9th. But the Pacers hold on to that 11-7 lead and win it by that score. And the Pacers will hopefully hold on to their number 1 spot. But for Chip Herring, I'm Marcus Johnson. Thank you for joining us this afternoon, and have a good one.